How's it going, everybody, and welcome to the beginning of a new Let's Play. Today we start Shadowgate, an NES point-and-click adventure game. The last thing that you remember is standing before the wizard Lakmir as he waved his hands. Now you find yourself staring at an entryway which lies at the edge of a forest. The druid's words ring in your ears. Within the castle's Shadowgate lies your quest. The dreaded warlock lord will use his black magic to raise the behemoth from the dark depths. The combination of his evil arts and the great titan's power will surely destroy us all. You are the last of the line of kings, the seed of prophecy that was foretold aeons ago. Only you can stop the evil one from darkening our world forever. Fare thee well. Gritting your teeth, you swear by your god's name that you will destroy the warlock lord. Let's open the door. The door is open. It is the door leading into the castle's Shadowgate. That pitiful wizard Lakmir was a fool to send a buffoon like you to stop me. You will surely regret it, for the only thing here for you is a horrible death. The sound of maniacal laughter echoes in your ears. Yes, my friends, the legendary point-and-click adventure from the NES is back, reimagined, and ready to kill everybody all over again. Now, I was a beta tester, and as such I've seen some of the early game. However, I have not gotten super far due to my time constraints with me working 2 jobs. However, now that I'm back to 1 job, I want to get the YouTube channel back to a full-time schedule. So this is going to be a once-a-week series to fill our open day. Welcome, my friends, to Shadowgate. Play without tutorials. And we'll go on Journeyman.
The hero's journey? A great quest? Certainly it shall be these things. But for you, young Jer Cuthega, soldier of Windermere, could it not be so much more? In dreams, I have come to you, beseeching, entreating. Ride south, boy. Take naught but a dirk, a torch, courage. Ride south from Rivellin, around the southern arm, through the Waven Fair Wood, past Myrithath, beyond the citadel of Murlak Tor, and the spires of Gimdane, and the darkness of Tarketh's Pass. There you shall find my stone in wait. Under the shade of the mountain range, none have entered, either on foot, on mount, on wing. Gatekeeper, the oldest of spires, It harbors that which has been spoken of in whispers and ascribed to legend. Shadowgate, the living castle. But all is not as it should be. One of our own is now our great bane, a blight upon us. He has brought the ancient keep low, and it now lies fallow. It is there that you will find me, Lakmir of the Circle of 12. It is there that you will find this great quest. It is there that you will find yourself.
With Lakmir's words echoing about your head, you stumble a bit until the world ceases lurching. You stand before the Gatekeeper Mountain, an ornate door framed by a series of skulls is fashioned to the rock wall. The door is locked, and despite your best efforts, will not open. A rather irritated voice emanates from the skull on the ground. About time you got here! Pick me up and let's start this quest of yours. You nearly drop the skull when it begins to speak. About time, boy! You have no idea how long I've been here. You can call me Yorick. I have no recollection of how I got here, but I do know plenty about this castle. If you need help on this quest of yours, just speak to me and I'll give you a hint. Put the key in your satchel. Using the dirk, you successfully hack through the thick roots. You place the oversized helm on your head. It is so large it nearly obscures your vision. You turn the key, unlocking the door. After a moment, you toss the key aside. The door opens with an eerie creak. Even though this is just a skull from the archway, you sense there is some form of power coming from it. Let's get out of the rain. Without warning,
Lakmir was a fool to send a child to do that which even the vaunted Circle of 12 could not. Contain my growing power. Come if you wish. It makes little difference. Seal your fate within this living castle of the dead.
and with that the apparition fades, leaving a trail of cold air behind it. And we have entered Shadowgate. Now, Shadowgate is a very deadly Shadowgate will kill you, and then it will kill you again, and then it will kill you over again. So we will definitely be saving often. A damp, musty breeze wafts out from behind an altar set within the stone alcove. You note that the long hallway continues further into the mountain. You read the message scrawled on the scroll. Fandril, this missive is of utmost importance. We must coordinate our efforts. Seek my obelisk in the Acolyte Den below the sewers. I fear the worst is upon us, but I have plans in motion that may yet avert disaster. It is signed with the name Lakmir. So, I'm now going to demonstrate how quick this game can be to kill you. As you lift the tome from the altar, the earth rumbles beneath your feet. In an instant, the rock floor gives way, sending you tumbling down a long vertical shaft. While the abrupt impact from the landing doesn't kill you, the 10 tons of stone from the broken floor finish the job.
Tales of your great sacrifice shall be told throughout the land.
So as I said, the game is slightly unforgiving. For we open the book. Something shifts under your feet as you open the book. Keep your eyes peeled, lad. Mainly because my eyesight isn't as good as it used to be. Yorick warns you. You scan the ancient manuscript, noticing both of the language is unintelligible. However, one particular word stands out from the rest. Invoken. In your mind's eye, you see a glyph glowing with power, and quickly write down the strange marking in your spellbook. You've learned a spell. Let's take the torches. Looks different. You put your shoulder against the stone and push. The rock fractures and crumbles inward, revealing an opening. You force yourself through the narrow opening and into the darkness beyond. A figure moves within the opening at the back of the grotto. You hear the unmistakable twang of a longbow, followed by the whistle of an arrow. The silver-tipped arrow buries itself to its fletching within your chest. Looking down in shock, you slowly slump to the ground, gurgling a few times before the darkness takes you. And yes, that one was also intentional.
What a pity that you have failed in your grand quest.
Giving you another idea of how abruptly death can come. So we won't go that way yet. We will continue down the hall. A series of ancient doors encircle this small hallway. It looks as if a battle may have been fought here long ago. You rummage through the sack, finding dice, a scroll, and a gear. Taking these, you then discard the sack. While the writing is difficult to discern, you manage to glean a few key phrases. The danger is real. Alert the surrounding lands. Seal off the passages into the Gatekeeper Mountains. The wax seal shows an eagle in flight and is signed by someone named Fandril. try this room first. Teeth chattering, you stand within the cold cellar, hugging yourself for warmth. A creature made of ice hovers playfully on the far side of the room. A long white object is frozen inside this piece of ice. You bring the lit torch to the ice. It takes a few moments, but eventually the ice melts away, revealing a scroll. You thrust the lit torch into the ice. After a moment it begins to melt before finally revealing the key it had encased. The smell of brimstone rises within this chamber as a pair of glowing eyes watch your every move from an opening in the far wall. You lash the iron shield securely to your forearm. With a roar, the ancient beast releases a scorching stream of fire at you. You raise your iron shield just in time to block the dragon's flame, dispersing it harmlessly to either side of you. You drop the skull into your skull. Gathering another breath, the dragon releases a superheated stream of fire at you. You lift your iron shield, once again block the fiery flame, although this time you can actually feel the heat. You drop the hammer into your satchel. The ancient dragon shifts its weight and fires a blast of scorching flame right at you. You barely manage to raise your shield in time to block the dragon's flame. While the shield protects you, it glows red hot. You manage to rush from the room before the dragon can release the blast of fire. Teeth chattering, you stand within the cold cellar, hugging yourself for warmth. Try the middle door. Well, first... you unroll the scroll, careful not to rip it. The torch's flame momentarily flickers. You might want to take care of that. You light the torch and swap it out for the one in your hand, dropping the previous lit one behind you. You scan the scroll. One particular word almost seems to jump out at you. Agap. In your mind's eye, you see a glyph glowing with power, and quickly write down the strange marking in your spellbook. Before the scroll crumbles in your hands, you realize you've learned another spell. With stone tombs lining the walls of this musty crypt, there is an ancient, almost reverent air to this place. Unlike other torches you have seen in these caves, this torch is welded into a bracket. You hit the torch, it pivots downwards. Tomb, a horrific creature is released, letting out a piercing cry that cuts into your very being. It's a banshee, harbinger of death and disease. You feel a momentary stabbing pain before the specter winks out of existence. Although you don't feel any better, quite suddenly your vision clears. Mark sarcastically quips, "Even you will know when the place is powered up. Glows like pretty blue gems." A drawing of a castle with a single tall spire in the center has been scrawled on this parchment. A single line points to the exact middle of the tower, and next to it these words: 3 times right, then once pulled down. Twice past midnight points the ruined crown. Light becomes dark. The king sits athrone. The masked one revealed shall mark the stone. A faint hum of power rises from the strange symbol on the skull's forehead. The mark doesn't appear to be carved, but rather fused to the bone. You rummage through the thick burlap and find a scroll. You take this while discarding the stack. The handwritten scroll is faded and difficult to read, but you can make out one message. When Majhel's tail lights the northern skies, and the alignments are in apogee, then shall the water nourish the tree, and the eagle shall fly with wings of fire, as it is watched by the all-seeing eye. The room reminds you of the elven funhouse at King Otto's fair. You remember taking your sister, hoping to lose her in the reflective maze. Now, everything I've done so far has been based off of my experience of the original Shadowgate. However, this is a major difference. Because in the other room, one, there was only 3 windows. And one of them, when you broke it, led to certain death. Going down that hole, likewise, led to certain death. I think we're going to leave this room alone for now. And the third door. Okay, so this is here. Oh, we can't get closer to it now. It's an interesting symbol. So where we're at now, I've not done much beyond here. Now this is new. Seems magically sealed. Let's try... There we go. You focus your will on the stone hatch, whispering the words of the spell. A strange power flows out of you, enveloping the stone hatch. After a moment, the stone lid opens. You lean in close, anxious to look inside the open hatch. The stone compartment harbors a strange mechanism, one composed of levers, rods, and gears. Here, I need leverage. No. say that's my hint. Do that yet, apparently. Well, I guess now we're going to go this way. Only this time we have a shield. You force yourself through the narrow opening and into the darkness beyond. A figure moves within the opening at the back of the grotto. You hear the unmistakable twang of a longbow, followed by the whistle of an arrow. You raise your shield at the last possible moment. The arrow bounces off of the shield and lands, unharmed, on the ground at your feet. Stand at the edge of a lava-filled chasm. Impossible as it seems, the faint, terrified screams of some unfortunate soul echo within its depths. A dense fog greets you as the stone passage opens into a small chamber. The temperature plummets as a creature materializes in front of you. It flinches from the light of your torch. With a cry, you swing the lit torch at the wraith. The ethereal being is instantly enveloped in a bright flash of flame, its pitiful moan resonating in your head. With a creak of protest, the door opens. That didn't work. Let's not be able to do anything with that yet. There's that symbol again. You're not much of a conversationalist, are you, lad? Yorick retorts. Meaning strangely familiar, the letters E, P, O, and R have been carved into the wall. You speak the word written on the wall into the empty room. Epor, you say with confidence. You were hoping this was going to be easy, but it was not. We'll come back to that. Our wraith is back. We're not going to mess with him. Let's go back to the gears. It's shooting at me again. Carefully unravel the scroll. As you read the scroll, one particular word stands out from the rest. Entraise. In your mind's eye, you see a glyph glowing with power. As you write down the strange marking in your spellbook, the scroll crumbles in your hands. You've learned another spell. Okay, so this is not working yet. Go. The skull snaps out of your hand and into the slot of the archway. There is a brief glow and a thrum of power fills the air. Something just beyond the door seems to have come alive. Time to light a new torch. Here we go. The stone compartment harbors a strange mechanism. One comprised of levers, rods, and gears. The sound of rushing water comes from deep within the castle. What was the other pattern? We gotta hurry. Let's see which one we did affect. The Banshee curse is definitely affecting us. This is also new. Shot it again. nothing's changed here. Take the cloak. Guy shooting at us is annoying. Mushrooms! I dreamt of mushrooms. Does that mean anything? I'm stumped. Now, we've been going for a bit, so I think I need a little bit of a break. Thanks for watching! I hope you've enjoyed this first episode of Shadowgate. We will see you as we continue to figure out the mystery of the gears on the next episode. Farewell.